Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today is another day of me trying to explain another Super Mecha Champion Mecha, and today's Mecha is called Raven. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, Raven cost about 20,000 of these gold coins, so you have to get this by using this gold coin. Okay. Now, other than that, let's talk about its ability. Okay, so this is called as the snipe and continuous type of mecha. Now I doubt the continuous part because when you use this mecha's primary attack continuously, what happens is you will not be able to what should I call it, hit the enemy properly. Okay, so anyway, this is the primary shot, which is called charge shot. This is the secondary weapon, which is called spread shot. This one is a normal jump, and this one is a tactical skill, which basically causes this mecha to hook to a certain platform and jump over the platform. Okay, so that's basically how it goes. Now let's go to the training ground to actually talk about that, and let's see how we can use this mecha. Okay. Again, first of all, to understand the reason is I do not have this mecha because I do not plan on getting this mecha is because this mecha's what should I call it, shooting pattern is not my type. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, normally when I shoot at the enemy, I just aim and click the mouse button. Here I need to hold the mouse button and release to shoot. So that's the main problem why I don't use this mecha. If this problem had not had occurred, then I might would have used this mecha in the future, but this is the main reason why I never be using this mecha. Okay, now first of all, let's talk about its attack module. Now because this mecha short accuracy is bad if you were to do a continuous shot, and if you do a charge shot and if the charge shot for some reason get missed, that is a whole another level problem, which is why normally I would suggest that you start with this charging of the primary weapon, less charging time. But for this case, I suggest that you stick with explosive arrow because it will basically hit all of the enemy near this. Okay, so this is the attack module. Now this is the defense module. Now when it comes to the defense module, what it basically says, after dealing damage, recover durability equal to 8% of the damage done to the enemy. So obviously from that point of perspective, I'll be choosing this and not this, where it says for 7 seconds after using chain hook, the movement speed increases. Now I know chain hook, the tactical skill that is mostly used for the purpose of getting away from the battlefield. But other than that, I would still choose this one because maintaining durability is an important task. Okay, so from that point of perspective, even though having this is a good option, you will still lose durability. So getting the durability back is an important task. Okay, now let me drink some water. For some reason, my throat is thirsty at the moment. Okay, the last one is the propulsion module. Now here is the thing: when primary weapon deals more than 100 damage in a single attack to a mecha, increase the damage for the next attack against it by 8% for 6 seconds. So if the attack is 100 on the mecha, then the next 6 seconds it is gonna be 8%, and it is a continuation. There is no cooldown. Okay, and other than that, the question remains is, okay, are you gonna choose this or are you gonna choose this one, which basically lowers the secondary weapon cooldown by 5. Okay, what is this? By 1%, 1.5%, or 2? Okay, this is might be 2 second or 2%. I think this is 2 second. So yeah, it will basically lower the secondary weapon cooldown by 2 seconds. I suggest that you stick with this one because what will happen is, even if you were to have this one activated and will be able to do 8% more damage, I still think that having more cooldown on the secondary weapon is more important than this one. Okay, it is my point of view. Don't get offended by it. Okay, now there is this one which is called the primary weapon. Sorry, I mean skill. Is it skill core? I mean core module. So this is core module 1 and 2. Now, unlike other mechas where one of the core module is better than the other, for this case, the core module of this mecha, both of them are good. For primary weapon, if you want to do, let's say, continuous shot, this one is basically possible in team deathmatch. So if you want to do continuous shot on the enemy, then obviously in team deathmatch, this auto charge is a very good one. But if you are fighting alone or fighting in a battle royale, then dealing 15% more damage for 10 seconds is going to be more useful, okay, after using the tactical. And how can you do that? Well, let's just say I have gonna use the tactical here. Okay, sorry, not that. Let's say I use the tactical here, and then my shot has gotten how much? 15% more damage output. So yeah, obviously this is a lot better if you want to stay hidden in a battle royale. So obviously this one is good for battle royale. Okay, this one is good for battle royale, and this one is good for team deathmatch. So yeah, for battle royale purpose, I'll be keeping this one activated, and might not be this, or it is up to you, because both of them are good. Now let's do a long range test, okay? So when it comes to the long range test, it seems like this secondary weapon is accurate, no problem over there. Now when it comes to the primary weapon, you must need to charge it 100%. If you do not charge it 100%, a problem will happen. What is that? The arrow will not go straight, okay? So yeah, this mecha is a sniper type of mecha, so which is why if you were to use this mecha on the enemy with full charge, it will do continuous 541 damage, which is actually a lot. So that is that. Now let's talk about the mid-range. Now mid-range in this game is basically when you are seeing the enemy mecha is bigger or as the same size as the crosshair, okay? Now let's see what happens if I were to activate this explosive arrow, okay? So see this white mark over there. This white mark is an indication if I were to shoot somewhere around there, that mecha is still gonna get damaged. So let's see. Yeah, so as long as this white mark is near the mecha, enemy mecha is still gonna receive damage. Obviously you have to shoot on the ground. If you shoot somewhere else, it might not reach there, okay? So that's the thing. Now why would you do that? That is because this mecha needs a lot of charging with its primary weapon, and that is actually, from my point of perspective, is a flawed mecha. Now in case if you are saying, okay, how can this be a flawed mecha? Well, let me try to elaborate. Winning a fight suddenly because majority of the other players are fighting against each other, and then you came out at the end of the match is one thing, and continuously attacking the enemy as well as the other enemies also attacking you and not being able to survive is an indication that there is something wrong which is happening to this mecha. So if 4 players were to be attacking each other but not you, and you win the fight, it means that you have done nothing. But if the 4 players, they are attacking each other and also attacking you, and you not being able to survive because the shooting speed is slow, is an indication then this is not a best method, okay? Now this is my point of view. Obviously people who uses this mecha are also good at it, but not everyone. Like I have only seen one person who is and can efficiently use this mecha in that manner, okay? Now when it comes to close range attack, this mecha is not best for close range fight, so you have to be careful. What do I mean by that? This mecha has a good jumping capability, so if you want to use this mecha to jump like a chicken, then obviously it is a very good idea, because this mecha is a bird type of mecha. So what you basically do at a close range is, when you see an enemy in a close range, you have to first use the secondary attack. It does a massive quantity of damage. Once you do that, jump and shoot, and obviously go to some other places and shoot from those places. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to jump around places, go from one place to another just to confuse the enemy, and then shoot in this continuous manner. Okay, so because the amount of time it takes for this mecha to recharge, the enemy mecha has a higher chance of killing you instead of you killing them. Okay. Okay, so these are basically the attack pattern of this mecha. Is this mecha good for short range attack? No, this mecha is not good for short range attack. This mecha is meant for only mid range and long range attack, or attack from high places. Because attacking from high places, what happens is the enemies will not be able to get closer to you, and if the enemies are not being able to get closer to you, you can take care of them from that place. Okay, see, if you are in a higher platform, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to actually destroy the enemy mecha in this manner, or the enemy pilot, whichever it is. Now let's talk about this mecha's sneak attack. Now whatever you do not go to the enemy okay, in the sneak attack. Okay, what you have to do is to attack from a distance. Jump. Okay, you do that, and some of the attack are gonna get hit and sometimes it won't be. Okay, let me try again. So this is a sneak attack 1. Okay, I think the sneak attack 1 I was meant to start from this place. So if you are behind a certain object and you see that you can see your enemy, try to shoot them. Okay, and if you see that your attack is getting blocked, then the next thing you have to do is to get a little bit in the middle and then get back as soon as you shoot. Okay, so the thing is, the possibility of you actually hitting the enemy mecha is a lot lower, because it seems like there are some limitations by which most of the attacks are getting blocked by this wall. So yeah, you have to be careful on that case. Now another thing you can do in the same sneak attack 1 is to use the secondary weapon at close range, and then the enemy mecha should be able to take a large quantity of damage. So this is sneak attack 1. Now whatever sneak attack 2, in sneak attack 2 you basically go up and use the secondary attack. Okay, so what you have to do is you hold the right mouse button and jump and shoot. So by the time this mecha falls onto the ground, at least the enemy mecha will take large quantity of damage with the secondary attack. Okay, now let's go to a higher place. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. When it try to hook onto something, it try to go over it, but sometimes it will not work. It is not working. Why? Okay, now let's say you are in a higher platform where you can see the enemy. Obviously the enemy might be able to see you again. What you do is to use the charge shot of the primary weapon. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, it seems like as long as you can see the enemy, you'll be able to shoot them. So yeah, there is no problem with that triggers. You can shoot them. I guess it is a problematic thing if it is a missile type of mecha, because I tried the same technique on missile type of mecha such as horse steel, or let's say any mecha that uses missiles. Their missiles get blocked, but in mechas that uses some sort of other types of weapons such as laser or some sort of knives or something like that, they can get through easily. So yeah, this is sneak attack 3. Now you can use another sneak attack, that is sneak attack 4. Is basically when you are over a certain object, you can just directly shoot below and it will do damage, AoE damage. Okay, so yeah, that's another way you can defeat your enemy mecha. So the question remains is, okay, these are the methods by which I can use the sneak attack. What about its ability to survive on water? Now its ability to survive on water, I am very doubtful. What do I mean by that? As you can see here, it cannot go high, but it can go to places that is near it, but if it is in water, obviously it's not gonna able to get up in the sky. Okay, so what can you do? Well, the survivability of this mecha in water is 0. So from that point of perspective, if you suddenly need to cross over a large body of water, because suddenly the map is closing and it basically tells you to go to another land, but you need to cross in water, just use some other method to do so, because this mecha cannot survive underwater battle. Okay, the enemy pilot or the enemy unicorn will be able to destroy him. So yeah, that's the thing. And now let's talk about the tactical skill of this mecha. So the tactical skill of this mecha works in the following manner. So the thing is, wherever this red light goes, it means that it can jump over there. Okay, so that's the thing. It has a certain limitation. Okay, so let's say that's the limitation. Okay, so I'm gonna put a mark here and let's see how far I can go. So it is about 66 meter. Yeah, it is about 66 meter. Another thing you can do with this mecha is you can basically jump at this point here, and you can be confusing the enemy in this manner. Why? Because what happens is, as you continuously jump, they'll having hard time to shoot you, and obviously you can also shoot them back. In doing so, the enemy mechas will have hard time to actually beat you, because no one actually fights like this. Okay, and even if someone fights like this, is actually very hard to target a vertical movement type of enemy. So from that point of perspective, you can definitely use this in team deathmatch, or let's say in battle royale as well, so that the enemies which are basically less experienced, they are gonna get a little bit scared of what you are doing. Okay, this game is more about deception than doing actual gameplay, especially in the battle royale part. Okay, so you have to be careful about that part. So yeah, that is basically it for this mecha. Now let's go to the lobby to actually talk about it. And another thing that I forgot to mention is to show you how bad this mecha is in terms of actually shooting the enemy using the both primary and the secondary weapon. See, the amount of time it takes for anything to recharge happen is a lot. So as a result, what will happen most of the time is, before you can shoot down the enemy will have a higher chance to actually shoot you down. So this is the main reason why I don't use this mecha. Okay, now let's go to this place here, which I have just did the modification of this mecha to give you guys a proper demonstration of what is happening. So because this mecha doesn't have any reloading function, giving this mecha reloading function will not work. Okay, which is why I have given this mecha long range, because long range will allow this mecha to do about 6%, I think. Okay, 4.5% of more damage to the enemy. Okay, and I have given this mecha combat skill recovery, which is tactical skill recovery, same thing, to make sure that this mecha can use the tactical skill a lot more often. And this one is basically life drain. So if you were to use this module, this life drain, obviously giving this mecha additional of this life drain capability is gonna be useful on this mecha. Okay, now you can use some other things as well if you want, but that is up to you. This is basically my shortcut recommendation of which module will be working best on this mecha. Okay, now let's go to the pilot section here. Okay, now let's talk about all of the pilot's capability. So giving a mecha durability alone is not good. You must need to maintain it. So this is a good one, not the best. This is the best one if you want to use tactical skill of Raven a lot more often. This one is this is the best. Okay, this one is not useful on Raven. This one is useful on Raven if you want more shield durability instead of normal durability. This one is the best if you want recovery without any recovery item. This one is not best because you will get about 13.5% of total damage output by sacrificing 90% of the mecha durability. This one doesn't work on Raven. This one will work on Raven, but again, this is not the best type of option for Raven, which is why I said that this is a bad one. Okay, same as thing, nothing to say here. If you want more mecha shield recovery, then obviously this is the best one. This is a good one if you want 6.5% of more damage if you are doing damage 150 meters away. This one will not work on Raven. This one is good on Raven if you have recovery item, but if there is no recovery item, the recovery will not happen. So which is why this is good. This one will only work on Raven if the enemies are nearby, which will happen only at the end part of the battle royale. Okay. Similarly to this one is only useful at the beginning part of the battle royale, but not at the end. So if you want to do the maximum damage output, then obviously this is the best one, because here is the thing. After using the secondary weapon on random places, your primary weapon is gonna get a little bit more powerful, about 22% more powerful. So if you want maximum damage output, obviously this is a very good one. Now, this one is not gonna work on Raven. This one is the owner of Raven, and basically speaking, if you do not shoot for 4.5 seconds, the attack is gonna become 8% more damage. Okay, but here's the thing, I wish the developer would lower it to 2.5% instead of 4.5, because this is actually a huge time in a bloodthirsty battle, that is. Okay, so if you were to ask me which one is the best for Raven, Rom ability is the best for Raven for tactical skill. This one is best for normal durability recovery without any item. Best for this fighter is best for shield durability recovery. This one is best for maximum damage output. This one is best for turning normal durability into shield durability. And rest of the other, they are good but not the best one. Okay, like even Nightwalk itself is not gonna be the best one, whereas for Norma it is gonna be very good. Okay, because Norma is giving you 22% of more damage output on the primary weapon, whereas this one will only give max damage output every 4.5 seconds. So if you were to do 7 seconds of 22% of more damage on the primary weapon, instead where you will be doing 4.5 seconds later, you will be doing about 8%, then obviously this is an indication which basically says that Norma is higher in priority of damage output than Nighthawk. Okay, so anyway, if you find this video useful, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you and see you again next time.